So let's move on. You'll remember there are 9 syllabus areas in the BCS Foundation Certificate. We're on the 3rd syllabus area now, which is illustrating the context of use. So you've gone out and you've done your field research. How do you then capture those data, describe those data in ways to get a shared understanding amongst the design team? So really this section of the syllabus builds upon the previous section, and you should be able to show how data from field visits is used to understand users and their goals. So illustrating the specific users of the system, so identifying your key personas, if you like. Writing descriptions of users that can be used for design, so practical descriptions of users that you can use to make design decisions. You should be able to explain the rationale for focusing on user needs. Why should you do that? Why do user needs matter? And you should also be able to interpret key user needs too. You should also be able to explain that including too many choices in a user interface increases the cognitive load on users. That's a thing known as Hicks' law, and it relates to the number of choices in a user interface. And you should also be able to state the elements of a user story. So understand how to identify key users' key tasks, how they relate to user stories in a methodology like Scrum. So that's the main areas that are covered in the illustrating the context of use area of the syllabus. Here's an example of the kind of question you might be asked here. So you're part of a design team working on a blood pressure monitor that patients with high blood pressure will use in their home. Your colleague has given you a user story to review. The user story reads, "As a patient, I want to enter my target blood pressure via the keypad so that I can receive an alarm if I have hypertension." What's the main reason you would ask your colleague to rewrite this user story? And let me give you a clue there, or a tip. Notice how the word main is in capitals, often with the kind of questions that you'll be asked in the BCS Foundation Certificate. You'll find that there's a kind of a clue in the question, which is making sure that it's focusing on, in this instance, the main one. Because often there are more than one issue that could cause you to agree with the statement, or there's more than one good answer, and you need to find the best answer when that particular when that actually happens. So that's our 3rd area of the BCS Foundation Certificate. Now let's move on to our next area, which is measuring usability.